What is going on, guys? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, we're going to be doing a video of how to analyze stocks and how to use AI to become a better investor, and a bunch of tips and apps that I used when analyzing stocks. So I believe this video is going to provide a bunch of value for you guys. So stick around and you're going to find some cool things. The first thing that we're going to go over is Perplexity AI. It's an AI where you can ask it things and it'll give you answers. So this is not much different from ChatGPT. And if you Google AI, a bunch of things will pop up. So how do I use this? I use it in many different ways. First off, there is a cool discovery option, and then what you can do is you can input what you want to see. So let's say finance. I want to see finance, and it'll give you a bunch of news that could be very useful, like gold rates, gold rises, German car production, batteries are low, and a bunch of cool things that you might want to know. Now, first, I'm going to give you guys a quick example. So for my latest video where I talked about the 3 best stocks to buy, first thing I did is I Googled, instead of using AI, which I'm still learning, I should be using more AI. So I Googled the renewable energy industry and it gave me a complete breakdown. So right here, we can see it gave me the compounded annual growth rate, which is 17%. It gave me a bunch of innovations, sector-specific insights, like solar is growing the fastest and whatnot. And then you can ask it follow-up questions. So public companies with the most megawatts generating capacity, which would be the biggest players. And then it gave me a list of the best companies. And then let's just follow along and see what I asked it. So what is the projected growth rate of renewable energy? Again, CAGR of 17%. That was a stupid question on my end. And then I went along and just did the same thing. So what is the projected growth rate of fintech? And it gave me a bunch of answers. And the really cool thing is it'll give you these numbers. So these numbers are where it got these facts. So for example, right here, fintech revenues are expected to grow almost 3 times faster than those in traditional banking sectors. So how does it know that? You can just click on that number and right away it'll send you right to that article where you can find out for yourself and find out more information. So it gives you pretty much a summary and then you can dig deeper. At the end of the video, we were talking about cybersecurity. And then for looking at cybersecurity stocks, I asked it for what are some of the ETFs holding only security companies. And then you can ask it a question, like it actually gave me a follow-up question that I just chose. And I said, what is the top holdings of hack and cyber? And it gave me a full list breakdown. So instead of spending 5 minutes Googling both, comparing them, this AI does it for you. And this is the really neat thing. It'll give you good follow-up questions like this. Like how has the performance been? What are the most recent changes in the holdings? So for this video, we're going to be taking an example company and pretty much asking it the questions I would usually ask. So I asked it to do a market analysis on Amazon and it gave me a breakdown. But before you get off this video, I just want to tell you guys a couple things. So first thing is Twitter. Twitter is a huge tool that all investors, crypto and stocks should be using, because if you just put this in Amazon, dollar symbol Amazon, it'll give you all the mentions of Amazon. And then you'll find all the people giving the news, and then you can see like, oh, this guy made a really post. You can follow him, and then he'll give you updates, and you can see what other stocks he's buying. So we can see he's buying Crowd, he's buying Nvidia and whatnot. You can also follow me on Twitter, and that'd be really nice. I post some really cool things, like right here, how the 3-month treasury bill is rising, and every time it rises and drops, a crash happens. 2019, 2008, 99 dot-com bubble. And will it happen again? I hope so. I'm waiting for some discounts on these stocks. Is Stock Unlock. So I really, really like Stock Unlock. So for years, I was just using Yahoo Finance. And when Yahoo Finance, you pretty much have all the same things, beside a couple cool features we're going to go over. But Stock Unlock just does it better. No, I'm not sponsored by Stock Unlock yet. Daniel Pronk, if you're watching this video, hit me up. And then one thing I like is, like, again, Stock Unlock, just like Yahoo Finance, won't always have the exact right numbers. So I always encourage you guys, go to the company's website and actually look at their SEC filings for the exact numbers. But really cool thing. Right here, you want to look at the cash and how it's been changing. It'll give you a whole graph. And you can see it even farther away if you actually pay for it. I do pay for it, $8, but you can start a 30-day free trial and then just put a new email address, and you can pretty much get it for free. It also gives you this cool little chart. So it gives you a breakdown of the balance sheet. You can see how much goodwill, how much property plant, how much cash, and then you can see kind of the ratio of assets compared to liabilities. Same thing for the income statement. And one thing I really love about Stock Unlock that I always use is you can see that diluted shares outstanding. So I believe this is for Amazon, and we can see that they are diluting the shareholders. You can see this quarterly, you can see it yearly. Third reason why I love Stock Unlock, insights. So if you go in insights, it'll give you a 0 to 5 rating, and it'll give you a quick blurb. It'll give you a little summary. So it won't always say the same things. It'll point out the things that are different. So for example, a really big thing is that it increased its net income by 239%. Because it's getting more revenue from AWS, which has a much higher profit margin, but we're not going to talk about that today. It'll give you the stock-based compensation as percent of revenue. It won't always give you this, but this is a really important thing to keep an eye on. We can see that almost 50% of their free cash flow is going back to to the employees as stock-based compensation. So I don't like that, especially because we can see that the insider selling, which we're going to get into now. And then a couple more things. You can see the valuation, and I really like how it gives you a 5-year average. It tells you that the 5-year average price to earnings was 82, and it is currently sitting at 40, which is a 51% discount. It'll give you the forward price to earnings growth ratio, which is usually not right, and it is not right for this. It's not 2.9. I believe it's below 1 for Amazon. I'll give you the analyst predictions and whatnot. And straight to the insider selling. So we can see the ownership. We can see which institutions own this and who are the major holders in the company. We can still see that Jeff Bezos does hold 9% of the company. But if you look at the insider transactions, we can see that Jeff Bezos has been selling hundreds of thousands of shares. And two more things I really want to point out for Stock Unlock. So right here, if you press this and let's say you can put any stock in here and it'll compare the two stocks side by side. So you can just see how the company, for example, is doing compared to the SPY, or you can compare it to its competitors. So you can see if you're interested in investing in TD Bank, you can compare it to Royal Bank, BMO, and whatnot. That's just an example. And we can see Amazon absolutely killed it. And this right here, the freeform, is probably the best thing about Stock Unlock, which I'm still learning how to use. So it pretty much gives you a graph, and then you can put whatever you want in here. So for example, price to free cash flow. We can see the average price to free cash flow right here is 68 times cash flow. And we can see that the latest is 37, and we can see how that's been changing. So it's kind of a way to see what company is overvalued, but there's just so many things you can look at this. You can see the PE on cost. We can see how it's been selling to price to earnings. It's trading at 40 times earnings right now. I don't know if that's right, but it doesn't matter. I'm just giving you guys the example of how I use Stock Unlock. And now back to the AI, Perplexity. So I went on Perplexity, I clicked that new thread, and I asked it a question, do a market analysis on Amazon. And boom, it gave me a market analysis on Amazon. It gave me a quick summary on what they do, e-commerce and technology sector. It gave me the net sales, operating income, net income, cash flow. So pretty much the main things, you look at the income statement, it gave it to me right here. So we can see where it's been getting its revenues, the AWS international sales. That it'll tell me it's up 7%. Market trends, we can see that the Amazon is still the biggest shareholder in the e-commerce. It covers commanding 37% of the US e-commerce market in 2023, which is massive. It gives you a future outlook. So, and if we just look at this, what has Amazon done? Okay, so one of the things that pointed out that they are doing workforce reduction. So ask, what have they done with workforce reduction? We can see the layoffs. We can see that they laid off a bunch of jobs, and you can click on the articles to hear the full story. Now, this right here is not just about the video that I'm really curious and really excited to see, is how Amazon is doing robots. So another day, a couple days before, I asked it a bunch of questions about this, and it did tell me that they have $1 billion to invest just in robots. And right here, I asked it, what robots does it use? And look how many robots it uses for a couple different things, like mostly lifting and doing unsafe work that they wouldn't want people doing and getting hurt, and then paying them for them getting hurt. We asked them, how many robots have they used? 750,000 robots are currently working for Amazon. I believe they have more robots working for them right now than actual humans, which is just a horrifying fact right there. We can see what are the long-term plans, expansion, innovation, and give you a bunch of cool things. I asked it about the leadership team. It gave me a quick summary of all the leadership team. The S team members. Are there insider sellings? Yes, it gave me the last 30 days they sold this much. It told me that Jeff Bezos sold millions of shares in July 2024, which we can also find out on Stock Unlock. I asked it, what are the biggest red flags in Amazon? So for example, when you're investing in a company, you can just ask it, what are the biggest red flags? For a bunch of companies, they'll say lawsuits, and then you can ask it how many lawsuits, and it'll just give you a list of all the articles with all different lawsuits, which is pretty handy. It's pretty handy, guys. I asked it, what are the biggest news for Amazon? And right before it, asked it, just what are the biggest news? And it didn't give me it for Amazon. So you do have to, the better you word your questions, the better answers you'll get. Because what this AI pretty much does is whatever you ask it, it asks it Google, goes through all the articles, gives you summary for each article, and kind of makes your life easier. So why not make your life easier? If you were hoping that this video would just show you how to screen stocks with AI and how to ask AI to pick your portfolio, no, this is not it. I do not recommend you at all using AI to pick stocks and not doing research yourself. You always have to do your own due diligence. Don't just listen to people on YouTube like myself and buy a stock because of it. Do your own research. And if you don't know how to do your own research, start doing it. And the more you do it, the better you'll get. And again, if you you can ask, we'll ask AI right here, go over the balance sheet of Amazon. And you can go over the balance sheet for you. But that doesn't mean you'll understand. The more you actually dig dig down into the business, the better you'll get at understanding it. And the more you understand the business, the safer you'll feel at holding a company. Because I knew when I got into the market, I would buy the stock because if it was cheap or if it was hype, and then when it would go up or down, I was just clueless. There's many times where I bought a stock, it went up 20%, and then I just sold it and took profits when I didn't really do when I didn't do the right thing and I didn't realize how much more valuable it was and I missed out on gains. And same thing happened when a stock drops and I sold it at a loss when it was a good stock and I just missed out. Thank you guys very much for watching, and you've stuck to the end. I really appreciate you. And you know what? If you put down a comment of any questions, I will answer it. And if you're wondering about and doing research on any stock and you want a second opinion, comment down below and I'll help you out. I'll do a whole stock video for you guys. I wish you guys the very best in investing, and take care. Have an awesome day. Take care of yourselves and take care of your portfolios. I'll see you in the next one.